What up to my peoples and welcome to Retro Crunch, your number one source for retro pop culture and news. And to start off this week's retro news, teaser trailer for the Quantum Leap revival is out now and the fan service is off the charts. And what I mean by that is that right off the bat we see the guy who's going to be the new Sam Beckett make his first leap, and it's into a female rock star at a concert in 1986. So he's in a dressing room and immediately he sees that he leaped into the body of this female rock star, and I'm pretty sure he's like, what just happened? So I'll say right now that the 80s is going to be a very common jump point for this series. For one, it's the time frame that the original Quantum Leap happened. Number two, the majority of the fandom is 80s kids. And three, it's the coolest decade ever. Like when this show was on in the 90s, one of the most popular decades at the time was the 1950s. I know for a fact that Sam leaped into 1957 like 7 times because I checked. So I'm just saying that expect a lot of 1980s leaps. Also, this show is probably going to have a lot of present day action as well, mainly in the science lab, since we have a team of Quantum Leap scientists that are going to be working to bring both Sam and Ben back to the present. In all, I'm really interested in this series. I just hope that they're planning to bring back Sam Beckett to the show in some way, because after all, this show's about finding him. So if you've seen the new trailer, let me know what you think about it. And if you haven't, I'll link to it in the description down below. And moving on to our next story. There's a Milli Vanilli biopic that's in the works, and the first photos for the actors that are going to be playing the singing duo Milli Vanilli, they've been released and they really pull off the look. This singing group were fast risers to fame and stardom in the 1990s, and they even won an Emmy Award. Unfortunately, though, the accomplishments that they made were overshadowed by the fact that they were lip-syncing songs that were sung by other artists. So it wasn't just that they were lip-syncing, they weren't even the singers that recorded the songs. And unlike nowadays where the music artists are sometimes lip-syncing their own songs, these guys couldn't even sing. This was huge news in the 90s. I totally remember the whole story going on. But hey, once we actually get some more info on this biopic and the release date, I'll let y'all know. And then here's a quick update on the Beverly Hills Cop 4 movie that's coming out. There's been some photos from the set that you might want to check out. This is an older and wiser Axel Foley for sure, but he definitely still pulls it off. I'm just glad to see proof that Beverly Hills Cop 4 is in the works. We're less than a year away from this being released into theaters, and I can't wait. Oh, but real quick, here's a update on a story that somehow I missed last week. According to TMZ, Christopher Play Martin from the rap duo Kid and Play told TMZ that they're working on a reboot of their 1990 movie House Party. They said that the movie is moving forward and is in the good hands of LeBron James, who's going to be producing the movie. Before people freak out, I actually think that LeBron is turning into a decent producer for movies. He's recently done Space Jam and Trainwreck, and while these aren't blockbusters, they're solid movies. What I don't get though is House Party. This is a movie that rode on the backs of 2 hugely popular rappers from the 80s and 90s, and a new House Party that's not focused on them, to me, is just a mistake. So indulge me a second. So here's how I would see a House Party movie go. It would start with Kid and Play having their own families, but they decide to go on a vacation together with their families and all. But a nephew gets all mad that he wasn't invited, so he decides that he's going to throw a huge house party at either Kid or Play's house as revenge. The whole movie's going to have Kid and Play music playing throughout the movie and all the way up to the end. But Kid and Play, they're going to get home, and then there's going to be this huge after party after some scuffle. The end. I hope this movie's good, but personally, I don't think there's going to be a lot of interest in it if Kid and Play aren't involved somehow. Oh, and one more thing. This movie was originally supposed to premiere on HBO Max, but it looks like LeBron is now shooting for a theater release of this movie. Or maybe HBO Max, they just backed out and that's his story. Whatever happens, this is supposed to be coming out on December 9th, 2022, but I haven't seen any promotion for this movie, so I don't even know if this is going to come out in 2022 at all. But moving on to some other news, I got a little bit of retro toy news that I want to talk about real quick. First off, I told you that I would let you know when the Sectars toys were going to be up for pre-order, and they just listed. So if you're a fan of the Sectars or just like collecting retro toys, I'll link to where you can pre-order them down below. And this is my favorite toy news of the day. So the toy that we never expected to be made from the 1987 movie Masters of the Universe, it's now being made by Mattel. There's 2 figures that are going to be having authentic detailing, accurate weapon accessories, and packaging art that all is inspired by the 1987 Masters of the Universe film. Now, there's no mention on when these are going to be hitting stores, but if I hear anything, I'll let you know. And I know there's some fans of the movie Clueless that are going to be happy to know that a party game actually exists that you totally might want to check out. Apparently, it is already in stores and you can buy it off of Amazon and Target right now. Now, I haven't seen this personally yet, but if you've already bought it and you want to tell me about it in the comments, I'm curious if it's a fun game to play. And then there is a metal Transformers lunchbox and thermos that's actually being made in honor of the 1986 Transformers movie. I actually have one of those old Transformers lunchboxes, but it's the plastic one. This metal lunchbox is going to cost 25 bucks, but if you're in the market for a new lunch pail, you can pre-order from entertainmentearth.com right now. And that is your news for the week. If you're into retro news and nostalgia stuff from back in the day, I'll see you in the next video. I'll catch you on the flip side, and remember, if it ain't retro, it ain't worth watching.